What a bunch of Long Island newspaper reporters thought they would hear on February 13, 1976. They were hustled into a modest, book-lined attorney's office in the village of Patchogue, New York. In that room, that morning, the press would be introduced for the first time, but certainly not the last, to George and Kathleen Lutz, two relative newlyweds of indeterminate employment who had, very suddenly, left their dream house in Amityville the month before. Rumors had been floating through this sleepy area on the south shore of Long Island that the Lutzes had left because the house was haunted. George and Kathy Lutz, in their mid-30s, looked like a normal couple, at least normal for the 70s. He had lots of pin-straight light brown hair and a full beard. She had a blonde feathered haircut that framed around, on a sweet face. He said he didn't want to get into details. But yes, he said, a very strong force had driven his family from the house. He wanted to correct some facts. No, his family had not seen human shapes and flying objects in their home. No, they had not heard wailing sounds and seen moving couches. But yes, they had left the house after only owning it for a month, with just 3 changes of clothes apiece, because of our concern for our own personal safety as a family. And that was about all he was willing to share for the present time. The reporters tried to press Lutz for more details, but he would not be specific, as the Newsday writer reported with evident frustration. Lutz did say he would not spend another night in the house if asked to do so by researchers, but he also said he is not planning to sell the house right now, the reporter wrote. Within a day of the press conference, the lawn of this house, a Dutch colonial perched on a waterway at 112 Ocean Avenue, was full of people who had decided to come investigate matters themselves. They came mostly from neighboring towns in Long Island. They parked along the street. Some were accompanied by their children. "I'm interested in unexplained phenomena," said a father who'd brought his 12-year-old son. "I was here the other night with my other son, and we watched the electric meter for a while, and I swear it slowed down. Of course, it could have been the refrigerator. That journalists have enough common sense not to believe in ghosts." But in the 1970s, American culture was awash in superstition. The Lutz family's press conference took place 18 months after Watergate had forced Richard Nixon to resign the presidency, and the onslaught of upsetting news had led everyone to question conventional facts and truth. It was unclear whether the stable laws of the universe still held. Anger and fear were everywhere, and often enough, they bloomed into outright delusions. Though a lucrative and ubiquitous emblem of American mythology, it's telling how dull the story actually is. We know that the legend of this story is historic, and never been erased on the books of horror phenomena. And this video are dedicated for the victims of this massive murder. I'm sorry for the unemotional narration. I can't narrate because my microphone is dead, and I'm waiting for the new one. So I used a text-to-speech app for just to not be inconsistent on my uploads. I hope you understand, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, hit a thumbs up, and stay scared.